Welcome back to the Goofy Rebuilds, where today we are going to be rebuilding a team of only backups. And this team is surprisingly decent at a 76 overall. And we are going to see how good we can make this team by the end of this. And we are going to see if we can get this team of backups a Super Bowl win. And there's definitely a debate to be had if all these guys are actually backups, but I'll tell you how I decided players for this team in a second. And we will get into rebuilding this team in just a second. But super quick, we have been doing super well with all the like goals lately, so let's see if we can get to just 2,500 likes on this video. And if we can, and only if we hit that goal, it'll let me know that y'all want to see a kind of extreme version of this rebuild. Not super extreme, but a little more spice to it. And we will create this team in a different way, I'll say that. That kind of spoils it, but again, 2,500 likes, and I have something fun planned. Plus, it really helps out the channel. I would very much appreciate it. If there's anything I could ever ask, it's just that. But also, we are super close to 50K, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. It'll make you an OG of the channel for when we inevitably hit 10 million subscribers, definitely. And once we hit 50K, as I've said before, but I always forget to say for some reason, I have something super fun planned. Kind of like a half rebuild, half just interesting thing to see, I guess, that I think y'all would really enjoy. But last thing, massive shout out to GT Clips for the suggestion of this video. Their link is in the description. And if you want a shout out just like that one, or if you just want to let me know what to do next, let me know that down in the comments. That's where I get most of my ideas for these videos. So if there's anything you want to see, just let me know down below, because there's a pretty good chance I'll eventually do it. But without further ado, let's get into this rebuild. And how I decided players for this team was pretty simple. If they were listed as backups on the Our Lads depth chart, I put them on this team. There were some exceptions, like I think Jalen Carter was listed as a backup technically for the Eagles, but I'm not gonna put him here. And guys like Stephon Gilmore was technically a starter this year, but with Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland healthy, he wouldn't really be considered the starter anymore. And I think he is the highest overall player we have on this team. And for running backs, I basically just put number 2 running backs that get playing time, but like, I guess they're running back 2s. Oh yeah, and last thing before we get into this, Ryan Tannehill is the highest overall QB here. I actually think he's pretty overhated. Everyone thinks he sucks. I think he's fine. I know his stats this year weren't good, but he wasn't working with a great offense. Now, he is our highest overall quarterback. However, we have one of my favorite players of all time in Gardner Minshew. I'm a Washington State fan, so we're going to be starting him today. Now, I can't say we're going to start him for the whole rebuild. It depends on how he does, but at least for year 1. So enough yapping, let's get into the rebuild, and let's get to the mid-season point of year 1. And it's going to be interesting to see how this team does. I don't think it'll do well, but it could. We'll see. Okay, well, at the mid-season point, we are only 2-4. We started off pretty good, but it's been a little downhill since then. We got beat 63-21 by the Ravens. That's tough. But really, there isn't much we have to do here. I don't think we'll have anyone to re-sign yet. I guess we will have a couple, but nothing really too major. So let's get to the end of the season, and we will see how we finish. Ooh. Okay, maybe they're backups for a reason, because we finished 4-13. That's tough. Gardner Minshew wasn't necessarily the problem, though. 3,200 yards, 25 touchdowns, only 10 picks. Not the best completion percentage, but I honestly expected worse. Tyler Algier was pretty bad. Juju was our leading receiver. I honestly didn't even know he was starting. I meant for it to be Hodgins, Wicks, and Johnston, but oh well, I guess Juju did all right. Patrick McCarr at tackle didn't really work. Rasheed Walker was pretty bad too. He's another guy that's, questionable if he's a backup, but assuming David Bakhtiari is healthy, he probably would be. And then Malcolm Rodriguez had 149 tackles, 127 for Simmons, TFL's 26 for Maurice Hurst, 21 for Von Miller, 18 for Tier Tart, and we did not get many sacks. 8.5 for Von Miller, 3.5 for Hurst and Uche, 3 for Andrew Van Ginkel. I think we'll probably start Andrew Van Ginkel next year. He had almost the same amount of sacks as Josh Uche in like almost half of the snaps, so that's not great. In interceptions, 4 for Isaiah Simmons. He was kind of good. 2 for Adrian Amos, and then 1 for a few players. Interesting. That didn't really look like a 4-13 team. I mean, the offense kind of did. The defense, other than the sacks, didn't look too bad, though. I guess they just kind of put up numbers because they were on the field a lot, so I don't know. But MVP... It's top 2 division rivals. Couldn't imagine why. Lamar wins it and Joe Burrow at number 2. They're disrespecting my GOAT Gardner Minshew, not up here. I mean, I didn't expect him to be, but still, he should be. Lamar wins Offensive Player of the Year. Jeffrey Simmons wins Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Rashee Rice, Wicks at number 4, and Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Will Anderson, Ronnie Hickman at number 10. But we're just getting started here. This is honestly worse than I expected us to do, but I think we got unlucky, and I think I know how to make this team better. Why did Quentin Johnston not play? Oh, I forgot to change the slot receiver depth chart. That'll do it. But let's get into the offseason and let's start rebuilding this team. And this could become really good really quick. This is a really young team. Of course, a division rival wins the Super Bowl. The Bengals beat the Cowboys, which I didn't know was possible, 41-35. Did the Bengals steal one of our players? I'm sure they did. Joel Bitonio, yeah, that'll do it. And David Njoku. Great. They just fixed like their 2 biggest needs from stealing our players. That's tough. Wait, did I forget to check Defensive Rookie of the Year? Or no, Malcolm Rodriguez isn't a rookie anymore. He got an upgrade though. Oh, he probably got NFL tackles leader. Didn't go up in dev trait, but he did get XP. I wish he got a dev trait. That would have been nice. Oh yeah, and how we are gonna do this off season. I don't really know how I could do it themed around backups, like we can only sign backups because we already have most of the good ones on our team. So we can't really just sign backups unless we don't want to sign free agents for a couple years, but I think we're just gonna do free agency normal, the draft normal, and just try to make this as good of a team as possible. But let's see who's available in free agency. Maybe some of our players, but I'm gonna probably stay away from signing Browns players. I guess I could though. Ooh, unfortunately, nobody in free agency is interested. Wow, almost nobody. There were like 2 players. But let me look through here and we will see what we want to do. Okay, not many players I was too interested in, but I did find a couple. I guess 2 former Ravens players, 1 former Raven and 1 current Raven for now at least, in Marquise Brown and Geno Stone. We'll try to bring these 2 in. We do have the lead for both of them. So let's see if we can sign them. I thought I turned that off. What is happening? Okay, so neither of them sign. Oh no. Are we not going to get either of them? The Jets are interested in Marquise Brown. They're tied with us, and the Jags are tied for us for Geno Stone. Oh no. Is this going to be a draft-only offseason here? It might be. Okay, so Marquise Brown probably signs with the Jets, and he does, and Geno Stone isn't going to sign with us. That's tough. I want to do something. We need to get at least 1 player. I really wanted a tackle because, you know, our tackles allowed a combined 33 sacks, but most of these guys play like shit in simulation, so I don't think I'm going to do that. We'll go for Michael Pearson, Jadeveon Clowney, another Raven. Wait, 2 more Ravens. Why? I don't know why this is working out that way, but let's see if they want to sign. We at least get Michael Pierce. Okay, cool. Let's get to the draft. I always forget. Should I steal our first round pick back? You know what? I'm going to be lame. I'm going to steal our first round pick. I always forget the Browns don't have their first round pick. Do we have one next year, or is it still the... Okay, no, we do have ours next year. Okay, well, we got our pick back, and there are some... This doesn't look like the best draft class ever. This corner looks really good. I never checked his speed. Okay, so he's the fastest corner in the class. Hopefully he falls to us. There's also a QB. I don't know if I want to replace my GOAT Gardner Minshew, but if Mac Ford is like the best option, I'll definitely take him. Seth Wilkins looks okay, but the catching and the deep route and the speed kind of scare me off. Although he has good speed and great excels, so I don't know. Let's just see who's available with our pick. The Commanders go... Okay, they go McDougal, and the Saints go Alex Howard, so the QB is available to us. Honestly, nobody looks too great to me. Kenny Brown looked terrible. Rashad Jones, the Dolphins safety, he looked pretty good, but we are gonna go with Mac Ford from Fresno State. I feel bad for replacing Gardner Minshew, but I think Mac Ford is our best option here. Hidden dev, 95 throw power, 78 speed. Isn't the best, but is good enough. We'll take it. I didn't even check his 40 time. Oh well, good enough speed. And we definitely need a tackle. There was one really good looking receiver. Okay, he looks less good now that I have him fully scouted, but he still looks good. Ooh, I think we might go with Kevin Fry here. Not the best strength, but elite speed, jumping, agility, and acceleration, and 31 bench bench reps is good, but it's only decent strength because Madden. Ooh, Bernard Gates has great strength and is super fast, but his ratings aren't as good. I think we are going to go with Kevin Fry. We'll put somebody different at tackle. I don't know who it's going to be, but somebody. Ooh, this guy looks pretty good too. But let's go with the center. Only 21 years old, out of Boise State. Definitely can't play tackle at 6'1", but again, we'll figure it out. Let's take him. Hidden dev, only 84 strength. He almost has as good of speed as strength. That's crazy. And his bench wasn't even bad. It was 31 reps. But he looks really good. I'm happy with that pick. I don't know why I said that like a fucking NPC or something. I am happy with that pick. And should we go with Jimmy Chamberlain here? I guess we could. The more I look at him, the less good he looks, but he still looks good. Ooh, Jerome Dell. He looks pretty good. We definitely don't need defensive tackle, though. Okay, last pick I'm going to show. I'll make a few more after, but let's go with Jimmy Chamberlain out of Michigan State. Left-handed, just like me for real. I saw someone mention that I stopped saying that. I don't know why I did. I just kind of forgot, but let's go with Jimmy Chamberlain. Hidden dev, good speed, good enough speed at least, good change of direction. We'll take it, and let's see how we did. Okay, that was that's a pretty good way to start off this rebuild. So let's start with Mac Ford. Of course, hidden dev, but he's a 78 overall. We saw the 95 throw power, but 87 short accuracy, 86 medium, 81 awareness as a rookie. That's crazy. Kevin Fry is an 83 overall too. Maybe the best player in the class. We'll see. He has 90 finesse, 90 pass block finesse, 85 run block finesse, 91 lead block. You see the ratings. I don't need to read them all out, but he looks really good. And Jimmy Chamberlain, I thought he would be around a 75, but he's even better than that. He's a 76. Just a really, really well-rounded player. I mean, other than his running ability, that's the best part about him, but as a pure receiver, well-rounded. And then I picked Bullo. I honestly thought he looked better than a 70. He had elite acceleration. It's a 94. And I also picked Luke Gordon because I didn't know what to do. He had like all A's to C's, and apparently they were all C's. He looks not very good. And then I simulated these out. These weren't very good. But where do our players rank in the class? Okay, so it looks like McDougal was the best player in the class, but Fry was number 2, best player in the second round and beyond, I guess. McDougal would have been kind of fun, but we did get a QB, so we'll take it. But let's get into year 2, and we will see how the team's looking. But here's a look at the team heading into year 2. It's pretty good. I mean, we're an 80 overall, a few rookies starting on offense. Nothing really changed other than that, though. We did rearrange the offensive line, actually, like I said I would do. I think it's entirely different this year. I mean, a few of the same players, but just rearranged, so hopefully it plays better. We'll see what happens. No promises that it plays better, but hopefully. Which running back do I want to start? Honestly, I think Damian Harris is the one who plays the best out of these 3, but he is the lowest overall. I think Jalen Warren is the one who plays the worst, unfortunately, despite being probably the best out of that group. So I think we'll try this. We'll see. I don't know. It's not a matter of who's actually the best. It's a matter of who actually plays well in simulation, which is always a super fun game to play and try to figure out. But the defense is also looking really good. Hopefully we can get another pass rusher because Von Miller's really regressing. I mean, he is almost... No, Von Miller's always way younger than I remember. I think of him being like 38 in real life, but he's only probably 35 in real life. That's what he is here. But he is definitely regressing in real life and in the game, so we'll need to find someone new there because the guys we have just probably aren't doing it, despite being actual good players, of course. I still feel mentally exhausted from the video I did yesterday, which if you haven't seen it yet, if you want something long to watch, once you're done watching this video, I did a 10-year rebuild of the Bears with Caleb Williams. It was kind of a torture trial, but we at least want to... No, I don't want to spoil what happened. Go watch it after this. But anyways, this team's looking pretty good, so let's get to the midseason point, and hopefully we aren't 2-4 again, and hopefully we're not worse either. Okay, well, that's what I get for saying hopefully we're not worse. We are 1-6 at the midseason point. Let's see what the problem is. Is it the offensive line? Ooh, Mac Ford is pretty terrible so far. 7 touchdowns, 7 picks, really bad completion percentage. Okay, might be the O-line, 2. Damian Harris is doing all right. The receivers are doing all right. Ooh, okay. We're gonna bench David Edwards for somebody, and Von Miller is still the only one getting any sacks, because why would players with higher overalls than him do better? That wouldn't make sense. All right, well, we're just gonna hope our defense starts to do better. I don't really know what to change there. Okay. Well, I see something, but let's Dwan Jones, he's pretty awful in this game, though. I don't know if I want to do that, but we might as well try. But on a positive note, Ford has X Factor. Hopefully he can actually play well. Is he just Derek Carr? Fresno State wearing number 4. Has good throw power. This might just be Derek Carr, but actually good. Nah, Derek Carr was pretty good for a few years. Unfortunately, Chamberlain only has star, but Fry has superstar. That's the best dev trade a lineman can have. And I don't think we had any hidden on defense. I think we really only went offense this year for the most part. But hopefully we start to play better. I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing to have the number 1 pick, though, at this point. We'll just see what happens. Let's get... Or actually, we have some re-signings to worry about. Okay. Isaiah Simmons, I definitely want back. 5 years, 40 mil. He's not interested, but he has superstar dev now. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. He got superstar dev, so he does re-sign, and hopefully we can develop him even more. Malcolm Rodriguez, I also want back. We'll go 6 years, almost 50 mil, and he doesn't take it. Okay, cool. Quentin Johnston, I'll re-sign, I guess, because he's getting playing time. Doesn't take it. All right, I'll worry about the rest of these. None of these are too interesting. So let's get to the end of year number 2, and hopefully this is just a classic Madden down year for no reason. Those seem to happen at least once or twice a rebuild, no matter how good your team actually is. Okay, well, we finish 4-13 once again. This is tougher than I expected. Hopefully we can get some good free agents this year, though, because that's what we really need. We got beat 24-2 by the Bengals. We could get a safety, but we couldn't get a touchdown or even a field goal. That's insane. I mean, we're not the best roster in the world. We're an 81 overall, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we should be doing better than this. Mac Ford was not great as a rookie. 3,200 yards, 16 touchdowns, 12 picks. Not a great completion percentage. Is the Browns offense just terrible? We'll stick with it for one more year, but we'll probably switch it in year 4. Damian Harris, not many yards, but at least 4 yards per carry, 11 touchdowns. Jimmy Chamberlain was our leading receiver with only 870 yards, 8 touchdowns. Where's our offensive production? We're not getting many rushing yards. We're not getting many receiving yards. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you're terrible, but I don't know. Rasheed Walker was bad, but better than Patrick McCarry was last year. Dwan Jones was definitely better than David Edwards. Our interior was pretty good. Isaiah Simmons led the team with 139 tackles, 127 for Rodriguez. Hopefully we can bring him back. TFL's 16 for Van Ginkel, 13 for Tart, 12 for Von Miller, and sacks. 8.5 for Tier Tart led the team. Also 8.5 for Von Miller, though. 4.5 for Andrew Van Ginkel. Okay, I don't think we're going to be bringing him back. In picks, 2 for Simmons and Amos, 1 for a few players. MVP doesn't go to a division rival, surprisingly. It goes to Josh Allen. Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett can do well on the Falcons, but we can't get more than 4 wins. I mean, Jacoby Brissett is underrated for sure, but like, come on. Should he really be up there for MVP? This game is something else, man. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Rashee Rice. No Browns. Defensive Player of the Year goes to TJ Watt. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to... we had to get cucked at least once. Of course, it's by a division rival. Landry Flowers wins Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Bengals. Jimmy Chamberlain at number 2. Mac Ford at 5. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Josh Bowers for the Titans. I don't think we would have anyone. No. Tough season. We did worse than I expected. And I didn't even think we would do well. You hate to see it. But we are really hoping there are going to be some free agents this year. So let's get into free agency. Let's get into the re-signing period first, though, obviously. And we will see who we need to bring back. I don't even know the last time I've seen the Bengals win a Super Bowl. But of course, they only went 9-8 this year. But of course, when we're using a division rival of them, they have won back-to-back Super Bowls. Of course, of course. This game drives me insane. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's weird how often we're using a team and their division rivals win a Super Bowl when they don't normally. It's interesting. I'm surprised it's not the Ravens, though. They're usually good in simulation. I guess we kind of created the Bengals by them signing our players. But let's see who we have to re-sign. We definitely want Malcolm Rodriguez. Now, does he want us? Probably not. We'll offer him 5 years, 51 mil, and he does take it. Okay. Quentin Johnston, I don't know if I really care. 5 years, 36 mil, he takes it. Rasheed Walker was not great, but I'm worried that it would be worse if we didn't re-sign him. So 4 years, 41 mil, and he doesn't take it. Okay, that's maybe for the best. And then honestly, I'm kind of fine with letting like everybody else here go. There isn't really anyone who played much of a role here or was just straight up bad. I do want Gardner Minshew back, but he didn't want to come back. Okay, he does re-sign. Cool. But let's get into free agency with a good amount of money to work with, and hopefully we can get some good players. Hopefully, I don't think there's going to be many players interested, but hopefully there are some without other offers. Okay, it looks like a decent decent free agent class. Ooh, Nick Bolton. That would be kind of fun. I mean, he's not interested and has 13 other offers, so we're going to be like 10th probably. No, we're tied for the lead. Okay. That would be kind of cool. I kind of want Joel Bitonio, but guard hasn't really been a problem for us. We could put him at tackle, but I've been doing that a lot lately. How about Tyron Smith? He's pretty good in this game. I'm surprised. I thought he was kind of bad. I don't know. I guess I don't really know how he does in this game. Apparently pretty good though. But I'll look through and see if there's anyone else I want to sign. I would sign a pass rusher, but there isn't really anyone that good. So we'll see what I want to do. All right, these are the players we are going to go for. This is a weird rebuild so far. I don't even know the last time I've signed like any of these players. Maybe Julian Love recently, but not that recently. It's definitely an interesting group and just an interesting rebuild so far. We have a combined win total of 8 and 26 losses, so we're doing great. But hopefully we can get Tyron Smith. I mean, if we don't, that's kind of bad. I guess we're also going for Taylor Decker to be our right tackle, so he would just be our left tackle if we didn't, but I want both. And hopefully we can get Nick Bolton. If we don't, it's not the end of the world because we have other players there, but we'll see. We're also going to go for Michael Carter. We'll see if we can get him, and then Julian Love, like I said. So let's see if we can get these guys. Okay, looks like everybody signs except Michael Carter, and we get Tyron Smith, Taylor Decker, and Julian Love. We don't get Nick Bolton, but I think he was the only one we didn't get. The Patriots signed Joel Bitonio and Tua. I don't know if there was a good quarterback for them to draft yet, but I bet they're at least paying another quarterback. Maybe not, though. Okay, they are. They paid Mac Jones. Why? Unless that's just a 5th-year option. No, well, it's not a very expensive contract, but still, why? I've seen them do worse, though. But anyways, let's see if we can also get Michael Carter. If we don't, it wouldn't be too bad, but we'll see anyways. He'll probably go to the Titans, and he does. What are the Titans doing? They're getting a lot of players. Nick Bolton, Chidobe Awuzie, Michael Carter, Brandon Cooks. They're spending money out here. Damn, we went 4 and 13 and only pick at number 5? There were some terrible teams this year. Yeah, that's crazy. There were some good-looking players. I don't think we're gonna get them, though. I liked Monty Booker. That's kind of funny. That's a fun name. He looks better than he actually is, though. I mean, look at these ratings. This isn't a top 5 player in the class. I mean, he's projected to go top 5, but he's only a first-round talent, which I guess is close. But when I was focus scouting him, I expected him to be a first-round talent. Same with Landry Myers. He looks pretty much just as good. We'll see what we want to do. It depends on who's available. Let's just skip straight to our pick, and let's see who's available here. Okay, Booker is still available. The other guy's gone. Interesting. Braxton Lynch. Paxton Lynch looking a little different there. Neither of the projected top 5 QBs have gone yet. I don't think any QBs have gone yet. I don't know what we want to do here. Tim Harrison looks really good, but he's like barely scouted. Oh, James Hillman. He isn't supposed to go yet, and we don't really need a safety, but he looks insane. He might not be as good as I'm thinking he is, but he looked insane. I think we might take him anyways. We definitely need a pass rusher more, but we don't actually, but just all of ours aren't playing well. Shocker. Okay, definitely early for a safety, and he might not even be good because he only has C pursuit and B to D tackle, but also he has 4.32 speed and 4.27 is pro day. Elite speed, agility, and acceleration. Let's take him. Okay, maybe he won't be as good as I expected because a 4.32 and a 4.27 is only 94 speed. What? I hate this game. He's only going to be like a 77 or something. I mean, that still might be good. At least he has a dev trait, but still. Now let's see. Is there a good pass rusher still available? No. Ray Davis might be good. The running back from Kentucky. He actually looks pretty good. He probably won't be because he has bad block shedding, but he looks like our best option if we do want to go with a pass rusher. Ooh, Alex Beckman. He has bad play rec though, but elite speed and acceleration. I think we'll take a chance on him instead. The other guy looked good, but I just like the speed, honestly. And he has A finesse moves, A awareness. Probably won't be good, but he could be. We'll take him. He does have hidden 86 speed, 90 excel. We'll take it. I don't think this draft is going to be as good as last year's though. And let's see if there's a good lineman. We could always use linemen, especially in this one. Ooh, Spencer Peak, elite strength, 40 bench reps, and elite jumping, change of direction, and agility. He might have to be the pick. He definitely has some flaws. His power's really bad despite having 40 bench reps. Whatever. Chris Hansen, that's fire. If I was doing the all-name team, he would have to start. Shaq Hodges looks pretty good too. But let's go with Spencer Peak. I like the strength and the agility and the acceleration, change direction and the jumping. I don't don't think he's going to be great, but I think he'll be good. So let's take him. 92 strength, hidden dev, we'll take it. But again, I might make 1 or 2 more picks and we will see how we did. Okay, well, actually, James Hillman is an 80 overall. He is, I guess, better than I was expecting, but also when I was originally looking at him, I was like, okay, this dude could be like an 83. And then I looked more and I was like, okay, maybe not. But he is an 80, so we'll take it. But yeah, the tackle and pursuit aren't great. The tackle's fine, but 73 pursuit for a safety, that's not great. He at least has hidden dev, though. Probably one of the best players in the class, maybe top 3. Well, I guess technically, yeah, but he's tied for the best. That's crazy. So he probably was the best pick we could have made there. What were the defensive ends? Myers was a 79. He was good, but he went number 1. Booker was a 78. That would have been a pretty good pick. So was Russell. Burnett was a 77. I didn't think he looked as good, but he was actually pretty good. He went number 2, though. That's crazy. Lots of defensive ends this year, though. This was a good year to take one, and we didn't. But I guess it was fine, because we got a good player. But I guess we did take a good defensive end. Beckham isn't great, but he's a 75 overall. That was good value for the second round. We'll take it. He was also a 75 at outside linebacker. Didn't go up or down or anything. Peak is only a 74. That's about what I expected. I thought he could be like a 75 or 6, but just bad power and not that good of finesse, just kind of the strength and impact block carry a little bit. And then I made these 2 picks. Sasser at tight end. Always look for, blocking tight ends with good awareness and elite strength. I always do look for the ones with at least like 25 or 6 reps and A awareness, and then obviously A for blocking stats. I kind of thought he could be a little better, but A awareness was only 71. I mean, that's good for a rookie, but still. And then Young wasn't great, but the CPU picked Parker Little. He looks pretty good. Hidden dev at corner. But let's get into year 3, and we will see how the team's looking. We'll probably do better this year, but I thought we would last year, and we didn't. So we'll just see what happens. That's all we can really do. But here we are heading into year 3. It's a better team now. We still need a number 1 receiver. Our receivers really haven't developed much at all. I was hoping Chamberlain would have superstar at least, but he only has star, and there wasn't really a good receiver available. I mean, there was one good-looking one, but I forgot to take him, honestly. And he must not have been that good. I mean, I didn't even really see him when we were looking at the best players in the class. Also, I signed Levante David. He just got cut, I guess, by the Buccaneers or whatever team he was on. He's old, but he's good. I need to move Isaiah Simmons to outside linebacker, but that's a decent piece to add. We have an 84 overall offense, but only an 81 defense, so hopefully our defense can develop. Our defense isn't that young, though. That's the thing. I mean, we have a couple rookies, but most guys here are pretty old. I don't know. We're going to need to fix this defense through free agency, I think. It's just there haven't really been many good free agents that we can sign. But again, let's get to the midseason point, and hopefully we can do better than 4 wins. I'll even take 5 at this point. All right, well, we're 1-5 at the midseason. Honestly, for yards, our defense is doing well this year. It's our offense. All right, that's easier to fix. What playbook do we want to use? Let's go with something pass heavy. Do I just want to use the Chiefs, or do I want to be more adventurous? I might just use the Chiefs, because our defense should not be doing better than our offense. Our offense is an 85, and our defense is only an 83, so our offense should be doing better, but it isn't. I do kind of like the Rams offense, I'm realizing. I mean, that's what we used in the Bears Caleb Williams rebuild, and it was good pretty much the whole time. But we are going to be lame. We'll go with the Chiefs. We are very much not a fit for West Coast power run. We'll stick with West Coast zone run. Close enough. Ooh, and do we want to start Sasser? What if we try to get him Rookie of the Year? I mean, it'll be hard because he'll only be playing the second half of the year, but why not? He could have a good dev trait. Okay, we'll see how that works. So our defense will probably fall off in the second half of the year, and that's fine. I'm expecting that. But hopefully our offense does better. But do we have anyone to re-sign that's super important here? I think we have most of our good players back. Tyler Algier has been, well, I guess he's only gotten one opportunity, but he wasn't good in that opportunity. Josh Uche has been horrible. You know what? Let's trade Josh Uche away, because he's a good overall. He'll probably do well for whatever team we trade him to, but yeah, he just isn't cutting it here. Why is the draft pick always clear like that when you hover over it? Oh, I've never noticed that. That's weird. But we're gonna send him to the Bears for a second round pick. That's probably too much, but it's not a realistic rebuild, so I don't care. Christian Benford I do want back. That's a long deal, but 7 years, 75 mil. He doesn't take it. Dontavian Wicks also rejects. Nice. Let's trade Jalen Warren away. I know we haven't given him an opportunity, but he's just straight up like pretty terrible in this game. We'll send him to the Bucks for a 3rd round pick. Bryce Huff. We're really just trying to get draft picks here, if you couldn't tell. God, why is every team so broke? We'll send Bryce Huff to the Raiders for a 3rd round pick. They're one of the very few teams that can afford him, and I think he's the last player we're going to trade away. We'll re-sign Tier Tart. He re-signs Damian Harris. We'll see. He hasn't been great. We're honestly letting a lot of players go here. Should I trade Andrew Van Ginkel too? How's he done this year? I guess he hasn't gotten much playing time. Yeah, not really. But he's been bad, so we're going to trade him. We might as well. I don't know who we're going to trade him to. We'll trade him to the Texans for a 3rd round pick. I guess we'll re-sign Michael Pierce. Honestly, a lot more happening than I expected. And I guess we'll re-sign Ronnie Hickman, and he didn't take it. Okay, cool. Well, let's get to the end of this season. I'll refill out the depth chart, and we will see how we finish. Wow, we are just a 4-13 team, huh? This is a 4-13 household, I guess. What went wrong this year? Can't wait to see our worst position group do well and our best position group do poorly. It'll be great. Mac Ford was better this year, though, for sure. How did Tyler Algier get... What the fuck? I rearranged the depth chart. Did it rearrange? I don't know. I don't care. They were all bad anyways. Jimmy Chamberlain with almost 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Johnston with 869 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Sasser, 700 yards, only 2 touchdowns, though. Definitely not going to be enough for Rookie of the Year, but he does have X Factor. Okay, as I always say, look for later round blocking tight ends. I don't know why they have X Factor. Like, who's even a good, pure blocking tight end in the league? I guess Josh Oliver, someone we had here, but like, should he have X Factor? No. Like, what is this archetype supposed to be? It's so weird. I don't know why that's a thing, but so many of them do have like superstar, X Factor, all that kind of stuff. It's weird. The blocking was really good this year, though. Kevin Fry was pretty bad, but the rest of our line was good. Levante David, 150 tackles, led the team. I honestly wanted Simmons to get more playing time, but he didn't for some reason. TFLs, we had a lot, and yeah, big shocker, we had like 10 total sacks. No, what was it? 17, I think. I mean, I guess we traded a few players away, but I don't think they had much production anyways. And then interceptions. Ooh, okay, James Hillman might win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I say that, and now he won't probably, but 105 tackles, 5 TFLs, 4 picks, 7 pass deflections, no fumble type stuff, but unfortunately, I did see that he only has star dev, but he is up to an 84. I also started him as our nickel corner this year, and I guess he played safety, but when he went to nickel corner, it would have just been Adrian Amos playing at strong safety, so it was an interesting little rotation we had going there. But 2 picks for Gilmore and then 1 for a few players. I mean, it's not like it worked out. We went 4-13, but we did have an interesting rotation. And there's the Dak Prescott MVP. Has to happen at least once. Kenny Pickett up there. I say this a lot, but maybe the most overhated player in the NFL. I see like comments saying he should be out of the league. I'm like, you must not watch him. You must only look at his stats. Like, people, I've made the same rant over and over, but like, I'm not saying he's good, but he's not that bad. Like, people hated Matt Canada and then also blame Kenny Pickett. Like, I guess it can be on both, but I don't think it would necessarily be easy to be the quarterback for that offense, no matter how good you are. I don't know why I felt like talking about that. I just saw him and it made me think of him. I don't know. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Lamar Jackson for like the 3rd year in a row. Was it someone different last year? No, I think it was Lamar. Quinnen Williams wins Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Felix Spain for the Chargers. Sasser all the way down at 7. I thought he would be top 5, but all the way down at 7, that's tough. And Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to James Hillman. Okay, that's cool. I wish he had a dev trait to begin with. Well, he does. He has star, but I mean like a good one. But we will at least take, hopefully, a dev up. I mean, it should be. If it isn't, I'm going to give it to him. But he should get superstar dev. Beckham at number 6. This was a season. I mean, we're not even a bad roster anymore. We're an 85, which isn't the best. But we're also playing with a ton of negative morale. And wait, maybe it is pretty good. I mean, yeah, we're definitely not the best. But we're at least, like, above average. I mean, the Cardinals are an 81 with probably a positive morale. Same with the Saints. I love this game. Let me see what their records were. Let me be annoying and complain about it. Okay, no, the Saints were bad, but the Cardinals, they weren't great, but they were 8-9, and they're 4 overall worse than us, at least, while we went 4-13. I love this game. Should I switch this to a 3-4? It'd kind of work. We would need to get another D lineman, but both Beckham and Miller are kind of more 3-4 outside linebackers. I think we'll do that. 3-4 defenses just play way better in this game, most of the time. But let's get into year 4, and hopefully next year we can do well. Again, we're hoping for a good free agent class. Just, we'll see what happens. That's all we can do. But in the Super Bowl, the Packers beat the Ravens 35-28. So there's another division rival in the Super Bowl. We just need to see the Steelers, and it'll be all 3. But we should have an upgrade. There we go. I was hoping for multiple, but James Hillman up to an 85 overall now, and he does have superstar dev. That's huge. He looks really, really good on paper. 94 speed, 96 excel, 82 man, 80 zone. He's a good player for sure. He'll probably completely fall off in terms of production next year, but we'll see. But we still have some players to re-sign. I'm kind of worried about that. Also, let's see if we hit any other dev ups. We could have. I don't know like who it would be, but we might have. Okay, no, we didn't. Also, Peak only has star. That was kind of to be expected. On defense, Von Miller still hasn't retired. That's crazy. Beckham, unfortunately, only has star, and I don't think we hit any dev ups. Unfortunate. Levante David retired, but I expected that. I'm really surprised Von Miller didn't retire, though. But let's bring back Christian Benford, hopefully. 6 years, 82 mil. He does take it. Dontavian Wicks, we don't really have to worry about money. He resigns. Bryce Hall's 28. Has he been that good? I haven't really noticed. No. He played, oh my god. He played a full starting season in 2024 and didn't log a single pick or even a pass deflection. Yeah, no thanks. I'm okay. He had 16 in 2021. Holy shit. I think we're gonna let Damian Harris go and look for a better performing running back. Mike Gesicki and Dawson Knox can go. Ronnie Hickman, I want back, I guess. And then I think that's all we're going to worry about. Let's get into free agency. I'll rearrange this defense into a 3-4, and hopefully there's some good players this year. I've been saying that for years. It kind of happened last year, but we need a good receiver, hopefully a good corner, and hopefully a good pass rusher. We're not going to get all 3, but maybe 1 or 2 of those 3. Oh, yes. All 3. Yes, please. Okay, let me, like I said, I'll rearrange this defense. I'll free up some money with restructuring, and I think we're gonna go hard here. Let's really make this team good. Will it perform well? Probably not, no matter how high the overall is, but let's just try to make this a good team. That's all I can do. Okay, well, we now have 112 mil, I guess. I thought we had 132. I thought that's what it said, but either way, that's still a lot of money, and literally nobody's interested. The first player who is Joe Tooney, which would be, we don't really need a line. We're fine there. But let's see if we can sign these players. Okay, well, this is the first group of players we're gonna go for. I don't expect to get all 3. That's why I'm saying first group. We're probably gonna go for other players, but we're gonna go for Micah Parsons, Aaron Donald, and Deebo Samuel. I think just the 3 best players in free agency, yeah. I mean, they're all big needs for us. They'll probably play worse than they ever have because they're on our team, but we'll see. I don't think we're gonna get Micah Parsons. He'll probably go to the Seahawks, and I'm worried a team is gonna swoop in and steal one of these players if they don't sign immediately. So I wanted to go very player friendly for Aaron Donald. We just couldn't afford to get Deebo if we did that. Even though when we were going for Deebo, the contract offer said we had almost 3 mil left over, but it still said we didn't have the salary cap. I hate this game. Kill me. I mean, I'm sure at some point in the future we wouldn't have, but that's not really how it works. Like if you don't have the money in the moment, then that's fine, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. My brain is mush after the rebuild I did yesterday. Let's see if we can sign these 3. Micah Parsons actually doesn't sign at all. However, we get Aaron Donald and Deebo Samuel. And actually, let's cheese it a little bit. Let's restructure both of these deals, which shout out to the person who told me you could restructure from this screen. I didn't know that for some reason. I thought you had to go to each individual player and restructure them, but you don't, apparently. Now let's see, we should have what, 20 mil? Yeah, I guess that checks out, sure. Let's go for one of these corners. We do still need a running back too, that's the thing, but you know what? Is David Montgomery good in this game? He might be. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, well, let's go. Let's worry about corner first. Let's see. Deron Bland is cheaper and only 1 overall worse and 3 years younger. I think we'll go for him. We do get the lead. Okay, and then Cam Akers is here too. I don't think he's quite as good though. Nah. I mean, it's hard to say when they were a running back too, but I've seen David Montgomery do pretty well in this game. So we'll go for him to be our new running back. So these 3 players, again, I don't think we'll get Parsons. Hopefully we get Bland, and we'll see if we get Montgomery. We do get Micah Parsons. Okay, this defense, especially if we do get Deron Bland, this team is crazy. And let's restructure Micah Parsons. We're really bordering on super unrealistic. I mean, well, not really. You can backload contracts. You just can't really do that in this game. So think of this as just really backloading deals. I don't know why I clicked on him. I guess I'll just do it from here then. That'll save us 10 mil. And let's see. Is there anyone else we really want? We could go for Tyler Lockett. I mean, I guess his age doesn't really matter because we just want someone good for this year. I don't know if we can afford him though. Nah, the Texans have a big offer. All right, well, there wasn't really a point to restructuring Micah Parsons then, but oh well. Let's see if we can sign these 2. And we do get Deron Bland. Dude, this defense. If it doesn't play well, then I will have lost all faith in this game. I mean, I already kind of have, but all of it will be gone. And I will be announcing my retirement in the next video. I guess we'll go for, I don't know if we can afford Quincy Williams either. How close are we to the lead? The Texans again, why? All right, that's fine. Teron Johnson? Sure. So David Montgomery and Teron Johnson, do they want to sign? Oh, we're out of simulations for the week. Okay, let's get to the next week. This is like the longest week 1 of free agency I've ever had, but we're needing to do stuff to this team, so it makes sense. I might make this the final year just because if we don't do well this season, we're never gonna do well. I will have given up. Okay, looks like David Montgomery does sign. Teron Johnson, I guess it's not the end of the world if we don't get him, but it looks like we do. So look at this free agent class. Micah Parsons, Aaron Donald, Deebo Samuel, Deron Bland, David Montgomery, and Teron Johnson. I feel like half of these dudes were all pros this year or more, because I think was Teron Johnson an all pro? Maybe? I don't know. Anyways, let's get to the draft. And I don't even know what we're going to need to do in the draft. We'll see. But here in the draft, we actually do have the #1 pick this year. We were the worst team in the league with like an 85 overall team by the end of the year with negative morale. So we get anyone we want. Who do we want? Honestly, I kind of thought, I never really looked at him actually, but I thought Chris Holiday looked good. Well, I'm not saying he's worth the #1 pick, but if he's available with the first pick in the second round, I might take him because he's a really good pass blocker. Obviously, that's his scheme, but he's also a pretty good run blocker. At least not terrible, and most of them are terrible. Wait, what? Oh, I confused myself. I was going to say there was a good-looking defensive tackle, but I was looking at defensive end, and I thought he got taken. I was confused, but Alex Burris looks pretty good. I'm bad at taking defensive tackles, though, so I might stay away from him. I can never tell if they're actually good or if I'm crazy or if the game's lying to me. Cody Marshall looks pretty good, and then both of these corners look really good. Honestly, we really don't need corner, but these corners look really good. I don't think they're quite generational, but probably like an 80-something. Oh yeah, and I did switch the defense to a 3-4. Here's how it looks now. We do need another D lineman, but yeah, we might do that. We definitely don't need corner. I'm not going to take one of those corners. We're either going to take Cody Marshall or Alex Burris. One of the two. Alex Burris looks so insane, but I just know he's nowhere near as good as he actually looks. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. He does actually have good block shedding, though, which seems to be like there's like an indicator stat for certain players or certain position groups, and I feel like it's block shedding for defensive tackles. If they have B block shed, they're going to be good. For receiver, it's like medium route running. It seems like for a lot of positions, it's like awareness. I'm not going to pretend I'm like the best drafter ever. I definitely make some questionable picks, and this is about to be one of them. I think I like Cody Marshall. I don't know. He is C pursuit, only B tackle. He does have elite speed and strength, though, and I do like that. He ran a 4.53 at the combine, 33 bench reps. This could be a catastrophic mistake, but he is a scheme fit, too, as a power rusher. That's our kind of scheme, I guess. This is going to be a bad pick. I already know. I don't know how I'm going to do this to myself and ruin my mental health even more. The C pursuit is staring me right in the face, and I'm about to take him anyways. Sure. Okay, he has hidden dev. Cool. 88 speed, 86 strength, 87 excel. He looks good. Now, will he actually be good is the question. The defensive tackle was better. I already know it. it. But now I don't know what I want to do. The guard is gone, unfortunately, so he probably was good. He could be like an 80-something. Well, his strength wasn't like crazy good, so maybe not, but... Oh, Andrew Crompton, what's your strength? Oh, okay. F run block finesse, F run block power, but he's still probably pretty good. Not gonna take him yet, but eventually maybe. If I remember, I won't. All right, I do want a D lineman though. I am so bad at scouting defensive tackles. I couldn't even begin to guess which is the best out of these guys. Ooh, Dalton Richards, 46 bench reps, close to the all-time record. He's gonna have like 93 strength or something. I think we'll go with Justin Copper. He doesn't look phenomenal though. I don't know how much I care. He's probably like a 74 or 5 or something, but we'll take him. Hidden Dev, 87 strength, 79 speed. Sure, I still think that'll be worth it, but there was probably a better option available. Oh, and we pick pretty quick after. We're at pick 5 in the second round. Ooh, Leonard Zimmerman. We really don't need a corner, but he looks good, so we'll take him. Hidden Dev, 93 speed, 92 excel. Sure. And let's see, last pick I'm gonna show. Let's just go with the one guard who looked pretty good. I don't know if he's great, but he's interesting. Let's go with Andrew Crompton out of Tennessee, left-handed. There's so many left-handed players in these drafts. I don't know why. It seems like a 50-50 split. That's just weird. I guess not exactly 50-50, but close-ish. Anyways, let's take him. Hidden Dev, 87 strength. Cool. Let's get to the draft recap. We'll see how we did. Okay, well, this was... we didn't really get any great players. Yeah, Cody Marshall wasn't a great pick. He was a 77. You know what? This will make me feel better about it, though. What's his overall at defensive end? I mean, we're not going to play him there, obviously. We switched to a 3-4, but... Oh, he would be a 79. Okay, if we moved him to defensive end, that would be a good pick. Again, we're not going to do that, but it would have been. Well, not necessarily a good pick, but an okay pick. But Justin Copper, I was right. He is a 74. I was hoping 75, but whatever. Zimmerman's a 77. Crompton's a 75. Pass protector guards are literally always a 75 for some reason. Summers is also a 75. I think we had every single player with a dev trait. Yeah, I think every player I took had a dev trait except Watkins. Watkins didn't have one. I think he was the only one. But I did take the 46 rep player. He actually has 98 strength. That's huge. Well, he's huge, but that's also huge. And then my last pick was Michael Swift. He also had Hidden Dev. The CPU picked a decent tackle too, and a decent receiver. This was like not the best because we didn't get anyone insane, but this was like the most well-rounded draft I've ever had. There wasn't really a bad player, even for the CPU. So I don't know. I think we honestly did about as well as we could have though. What was the defensive tackle? Okay, he was a 78. Honestly, the guy we picked was better because Burris probably would have gone down to like a 77 or 6 at defensive end. And, you know, I guess he would have been a pass rusher too, but we've needed like edge rushers, so we'll take it. There was also a pretty insane running back, 85 overall, Maurice Bowe. Hendricks would have been a good pick at corner. He's an 82. Damn it, I forgot about him. I saw him when I was looking through just a player to take. He looks really similar to the safety we took last year, but that would have been a good pick in the second round, better than the defensive tackle we got. But anyways, let's get into year 4, possibly the final year of the rebuild, depending on how we do. If, honestly, it might be either way. If we do well, we might call it there. If we don't, I might cry and give up. We'll see. But here we are heading into what is possibly the final year. I kind of want to start Crompton, but I mean, Hennessy and Hainsey have both been good. I don't know. We might start Crompton just because he has Hidden Dev, but this team's looking nice. I don't know why that's what I led off with. That's such a weird thing to lead off with, but you know, we have a few X factors on this offense, a few superstars. We're looking really good, and we should do well. Emphasis on the should. I don't think we will, but we should do well this year. Now a really good receiver for Ford to throw to, an X factor tight end, which is going to be, I mean, those two are pretty much going to be our top 2 options, Sasser and Debo. And then this defense is something. It's honestly really good, an 87 overall. We obviously added Aaron Donald, Deron Bland, Micah Parsons, just a small free agent class, nothing too extravagant, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put Marshall as a starting outside linebacker over Von Miller. I mean, Von Miller's been really good, but it might be better to keep Von Miller there because he has actually played well. And I don't honestly think Marshall has a dev trait, or I think he just has star because he hasn't gone up an overall yet in almost 300 snaps, but I mean, I guess he could. I don't know. But yeah, we'll just have have to see how this team does. That's all we can do at this point. So let's get to the midseason point of year number 4. I am prepared to be disappointed, but I'm hoping for the best. Expect the worst, but hope for the best. Okay, well, I don't know what to do with this team. We're an 87 overall. We have an 87 offense and an 88 defense, and we still have the 26th defense in the league. The what, 6th worst or 7th, 6th? I think 6th. Is that how that math works? I don't know. I don't care. Just, we should be good, okay? That's all I'm saying. And we're still not. We're better, but this is not a 3-4 team. This is not a 3-4 roster. I guess it is a 3-4 team, but it shouldn't be. That's fucking stupid. Tyron Smith has allowed 10 sacks in 483 snaps as an 87 overall, 86 pass protector. Can we get a new company to make the NFL football game? Please. I'm begging. I'm on my hands and knees, dude. I don't really know what the problem on defense is. I mean, it's not like Parsons and Donald are doing crazy well. Well, I guess Aaron Donald's doing really well, but Parsons is on pace for like 10 sacks, which is good. Maybe more than 10, maybe like 12, but I don't think he's going to finish with 12. I think he'll finish with 8. That's my prediction. Oh, we have 2 interceptions. I'm in pain. I mean, the Cardinals have the most interceptions in the league. That's why I went with the Cardinals defense, because they had a ton of sacks and picks, but that isn't working for us. Almost like we have Deron Bland, who I think led the league in interceptions by a lot. All right, we might go another season if we don't make the playoffs. Never mind, we have negative 84 mil in cap. We cannot go another season. This is it. If we don't make the playoffs, we don't make the playoffs. Okay, cool. Okay, call me lame. Be mad at me all you want. I don't care. I'm sick of simulation in this game. Where do we rank in the league? Okay, so the Ravens are also an 87. The 49ers are also an 87. So are the Dolphins. The Chiefs are an 88. Okay, so we are tied for the second best roster in the league. Call me insane. Well, no, don't call me insane. I don't care, but cry about it if you want is what I meant to say. I'm gonna force win the rest of our season. We deserve the playoffs, and I don't think the game is gonna let us have that, and that's stupid. If there's a team that's better than us that we're going against, I won't force the win there, but I think we're better than all these teams. Okay, the Ravens I'll leave neutral because they're the same overall. The Steelers I might leave neutral because they might be close, and I'll check the Bengals, but we should have home field advantage there. If we're better overall, I'll force win it for us. We deserve the playoffs. We do. We absolutely do. What are the Bengals? The Steelers are an 85, so we'll force that win. The Texans are an 86. I can't remember if we have home field advantage. I'll check. The Bengals are only an 84. I'm forcing that win. All right. We are making the playoffs one way or another. We have Aaron Donald and Micah Parsons and Deron Bland on this defense, and it is 26th in the league. Tell me there isn't a problem with that. I'll leave this one neutral, but I'm force winning, I guess, most of the rest of those games. So let's get to the end of the year. I think we'll be, what, 11-6, which honestly still isn't even as good as we should be, maybe, but it's better than the 7-10 we're probably going to finish. So let's get to the end of the year. Actually, we could be better because I didn't really force us to lose any games. We'll see. Okay, well, here we are at the end of year 4. I feel bad for having to force wins or just for doing it in general, but like, we needed to make the playoffs with tied for the second best roster in the league. Like that's we deserved it, I think. Mac Ford had 4,700 yards, 36 touchdowns, 8 picks, 70% completion percentage. He's become really good. He was starting off slow for sure, but has definitely gotten better every year. I thought he was here for one more season, but no, I guess it was 3. I thought he had one really bad season. I guess not. But David Montgomery, 1,100 yards, 4.2 per carry, 18 touchdowns. Good year for him. That's, I think, the best rushing season we've had. We had 3 1,000-yard receivers, though. Deebo Samuel, 1,350 yards, 14 touchdowns. Sasser with almost 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. 1,000 yards for Wicks, 800 yards for Chamberlain. Tyron Smith just overall doesn't matter. It matters more for certain position groups, but it does not matter for offensive linemen. It's so stupid. And then on defense, it, of course, did get better, but I think that's just because we forced wins. No 100-yard tackle guys, which would tell you our defense was good, like it was getting off the field. That might sound weird, but like to say, you know, not having a lot of tackles is a good thing, but like I said, it just means your defense is getting off the field, which we didn't do, so I'm surprised we don't have a lot of tackles. TFL's 18 for Parsons, 16 for Donald, and 16 for Tart. And sacks, 14.5 for Aaron Donald. Micah Parsons did end up with 13. Again, if we didn't force the wins, though, we probably would have finished with like 8. But Cody Marshall, 7 as, well, I guess he was a starter, so I wish he got more. He does have Superstar, though. I'm surprised he didn't develop more then. but we'll take it. In picks, 2 for Simmons and Bland, and then 1 for Hillman, Rodriguez, and Benford. Only, what, 7 total? Not great for a guy that had... How many did Bland have in real life? Like 10? I don't know. I know pick numbers aren't consistent, but they should be more consistent than they are in this game. All right, I have complained about this game about 40 million times. I think I'm gonna stop, but they're probably valid complaints. Dak Prescott wins another MVP. No comment. If I speak, I will be in trouble. Mac Ford at number 6. We'll take it. At least he gets up there for MVP once. He was good. Debo at number 4 for Offensive Player of the Year. Montgomery at 8. Mac Ford at 9. Josh Allen wins Defensive Player of the Year. Of course, we get cucked, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Micah Parsons at number 2. Aaron Donald at 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Michael Clavio. Clavio? I have never seen that last name in my life. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Bobby Favors for the Chargers. Cody Marshall at number 3, Jonathan Summers at 5, and that's it. Again, I do feel bad for, forcing wins. I feel like I cheated. I feel dirty, but it had to be done. It had to. But we have a hot opponent scenario for the Ravens. Oh, and actually, well, I'll do this first, but we'll go be confident. I, again, almost forgot, but before we simulate this game, question of the day, let me know this down in the comments. I mean, this is very late. This is almost the end of the video, but I'll still ask it anyways. This is one I maybe don't have an answer for. There could be a lot of different answers, but who's one player that you thought would be great in the NFL and just never was? I don't know what to answer for that. I mean, there are so many options. Here's one that I guess counts. Chase Claypool. I mean, he was good for a year, but he really fell off after that. I thought he was going to become like legitimately great, but he's kind of had that 1 year. I guess it's kind of different than the question I asked, because as a prospect, I thought he was good, but then he did better than I expected. And then after that, he just kind of fell off, but I guess that still counts. Let me know who you think down below. Who's someone you thought would be great, but just never really was. But anyways, we have a one last hurrah scenario and a first of many. It's sad that this is our first playoff game, but it is what it is. At least we're in them one way or another. Who was this for? I just skipped past it and didn't even look. Von Miller, I mean, that makes sense. I'm surprised he didn't retire like 2 years ago, but we have a first of many scenario, of course, like I said. I'm not gonna force win this game, which I know is gonna be a mistake. We're gonna lose, but I just wanted to at least make the playoffs. I could force win it because we do have the better team, but weird stuff happens in the playoffs. We deserve the win, for sure. The Ravens honestly had a bad defense. They had a good offense, but ours was better. Interesting. Well, anyways, let's simulate this game, and let's see what happens. Yeah, well... Can't say I didn't expect it. Still disappointing. But hey, I did all I could, really. I did more than I could. I cheated, but this is a really good team. We're an 88 overall, starting with a challenging team. I mean, we started with a disadvantage. So I would say we did pretty well. We didn't do anything too unrealistic, I don't think. I mean, it was definitely a huge free agent class we just had, but they were available free agents. They made the decision to sign with us. I didn't force them to. But yeah, 88 offense, 88 defense, 88 overall, 88 across the board. My favorite number, I guess? Well, 8, but I'm glad we don't have an 8 overall team. Anyways, I'm just yapping. If you enjoyed me complaining for about an hour straight, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like. I would very much appreciate it. Again, 2,500 likes for... God, I said I would do a more challenging version of this. I might take that back. I'm gonna say we'll do something that was similar to this, but not a team of backups, but a different theme team. So 2,500 likes for that. I would very much appreciate it. And again, subscribe for more. Trying to hit 50K soon. It'll make you an OG if you care about that. But just if you like Madden rebuilds, be sure to subscribe. But thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it if you made it to the end of this. You're a real one for sticking this one out. But with that, I will see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.